Hi everyone, and welcome to this first episode of The Engine Room.
Well, it's like the things we've done before in these video sessions, but it's totally new too, because we have a name.
Yeah.
And we have this really cool intro, right?
Yeah, and we have an even better camera.
You look healthy now.
Yeah, I don't look like a ghost.
No, you don't.
It could be everything from like Q&As, interviews with our dev team, community activities, or news and announcements, or just behind-the-scenes stuff.
Where do we start today, Julius?
The first topic is actually the SteamWorld timeline.
SteamWorld, as you know, it's sort of a cartoonish universe inhabited by...
Steam-driven robots.
Exactly. It's sort of an alternative reality. I mean, I guess you could call it that.
So here's an overview of the SteamWorld timeline.
The creation of the Steambots.
Yeah. And secondly, we have the Steambot takeover,
right,
also known as humanity's degeneration.
Right. And then
we have SteamWorld Tower Defense, the first SteamWorld game.
Yeah. And then we have
SteamWorld Dig.
Right.
And which you all know, of course. and then we have SteamWorld Heist.
Yeah.
So why don't we delve sort of deeper into this?
Okay. The first issue first, the creation of the Steambots. And it started out with this inventor, technology guy called Charles Babbage, who was born in the late 18th century. He designed like the very first computer. I mean, it was a computer that was...
steam-driven.
Exactly, and mechanical. Like more than 100 years before
the first
actual computer. Exactly.
It's so cool.
As an alternative reality, what if he had managed to build that? People would get lazier faster because we would have machines making all the boring stuff.
Very simple steam-driven robots that took care of meaningless tasks, right?
Yeah, like one of those tasks was mining, obviously, right? And humans would just lie around being lazy. Not only the beneficial machines would evolve, like really destructive machines would also.
Yeah. And that takes us into the Steambot takeover.
The Steambot takeover. And you think it's the robots that did it, but it's not, right?
It's not. All this technological advancements sort of resulted in warfare machinery, right?
Exactly, because suddenly, like, you would have cannons that would be so accurate, right?
So everything advanced super quick, sort of an arms race.
Yeah.
Like
in all corners of the world, and suddenly you have like this huge scale war that humanity was not at all prepared for.
Yeah. So what happened to the remaining humans?
Well, the remaining humans, it's basically just the scraps of humanity, the ones that nobody bothered to bomb. Okay. And so they take to a life underground, and the robots are just doing these menial tasks the whole time.
Yeah, and advancing over time.
Right, exactly. One thing that humanity hasn't forgotten about is greed. You really see that in SteamWorld Tower Defense. That exactly. The only thing they're after is the gold that these robots are digging up. For the robots, nothing has changed. I mean, they haven't been given any new instructions, so they keep going down into these gold mines, just digging up gold. They don't even value this metal very highly, exactly, because gold isn't really useful for robots. Yeah. So,
but they try to defend it anyway.
Yes, because they've been instructed to sort of, you got to dig it up, and if someone tries to come and take it, you sort of have to protect it.
Sometime after this, SteamWorld Dig takes place. You follow Rusty, this lone mining steambot, and he's sort of been instructed to come to this abandoned mine.
Yeah, that's right. His Uncle Joe, who's running the mine, sends for him to come and... Because I think Uncle Joe senses that there's some really bad stuff going on.
So basically what we can say without spoiling anything is that there's more to the world than steam-powered robots.
Yeah. So, SteamWorld Heist, it takes place after a huge cataclysmic event. Yeah. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and the robots are forced out into space.
Yeah.
Where they're kind of trying to establish a new order, but it's a robot-eat-robot world out there.
What you do in the game is you play as this captain.
A notorious space pirate.
Yeah.
Captain Piper.
Right.
And her robot crew.
Yeah. SteamWorld Tower Defense and SteamWorld Dig could be really close to each other chronologically, but SteamWorld Heist, you sort of require quite a bit
centuries.
At least, right?
At least a few centuries.
They have to invent space travel. It definitely has to take them quite some time.
So this was just a brief overview of the SteamWorld timeline, and if anything's confusing to you, just ask away in the comments below. Before, after, and in between all these events, there is probably so much more going on.
Yeah, there are so many games.
Yeah, there are so many games we can make within this timeline. So it gives us a lot of freedom, I think. SteamWorld Tower Defense is obviously a tower defense game. SteamWorld Dig is a platform, mining adventure, Metroidvania kind of game.
Yeah.
And SteamWorld Heist is a turn-based strategy game. They're widely different.
Right.
I think that would be very interesting to discuss in a future episode of The Engine Room.
And then we also get to know how we think.
Yeah.
That's pretty clever.
We have to take an official stance on things. So thanks so much for tuning in to this first episode of The Engine Room. And I really hope you liked it, because we're planning on doing more and more of these episodes.
Yep.
So leave your suggestions down below on what you would like to see in the future. And be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.
See you soon.
Bye.